Hello everybody, greetings of the day. Welcome to my channel, Technical Tips with Hassan. I am recording the part 4 of our LFCS series. I have already uploaded 3 videos there on my channel. You can have a look there, and this is the 4th video and very important one. Make sure you follow this and you make sure you do the practical labs as well with me, so that you don't have any trouble there. The agenda we have today is the permissions, hard links and soft links, ACL, command, syntax. So this is the agenda. These are very important topics which we should cover in the Linux basics, and I think we should straight away go to the Linux the practical labs. So for the lab, as I have the virtual machine already ready here, which we have set up in the first video. If you do not watch my video there, this is the setup lab video, I would strongly suggest you to watch that video first, and then you will understand what's going on here. Now straight away we are going to SSH to the Linux CentOS VM 68.1.18. sorry, start and -l root, or we can go root. Well, remember one thing, that in enterprise environment, most of the time you are not allowed to log in as root, because root is a very powerful user which have all the accesses. So most of the companies, they designated a user which may have the sudo permissions, but they do not give you this root access there most of the time. One more thing is that if you have Windows operating system there, please use PuTTY software. Get an IP of the virtual machine, use PuTTY software. There are a lot of videos how you can connect the virtual machine from the PuTTY, and you will be able to connect to your Linux virtual machine. Now the first topic is the permissions. Now permissions are very important, very important topic, and we should get our hands onto the permissions. And in enterprise level, or for example, if you're deploying a website on your Linux virtual machine or server, the permissions are very critical. If for example, in many types of the websites or application, if some process or some function wants to read from a particular folder or write to a particular folder, and it does not have the permissions, this could cause a big problem for you. And so the permissions are very important. So we'll start right now. First of all, I am logged in as root. So this is a very good command which you should always keep in your mind. We will do the ls. We'll see what are the files we have. So you can see these are the files here. I just make a directory as well. You remember these commands which I have taught you guys in my last video. So if you want to create a folder or directory, so you can create with this. So we'll create a test directory. So we have here now the permissions. So permissions, the simple syntax to list the permission is ls-l, and this part is the permission here. So this is the permissions here. You can see here. Now I will try to explain you what exactly is this and how we deal with it. Okay, so first of all, the start of the permission is very important. You see that the first 3 files, they have the hyphens in the start. Hyphens mean is that this is a file. Okay, then next 3, remember this, next 3 are very important. Okay, so next 3, for example, hyphen, first hyphen is R, then second is W, and third is hyphen. There is nothing there. So first 3 are the permissions for the users. Okay, so for example, if I see here, you see that here. Now just want to remember one thing is that if it's directory, it will start with D. If it's a file, it will start with hyphen. Okay, so remember these things. Now after telling the D it's file or directory, the first three permissions, so read, write and execute. So first three permissions here you can see, which I highlighted here, these are the user's permission. Okay, the first three permissions are the user's permission. The next one is that three permissions are read and execute permission. We don't have write permission. That is for the group. Okay, I'll explain what is user and the group, all everything, but the next three are the group. And the third permissions, these are the for others. Okay, so this is how we deal with the permissions. So first three are for users, the second three are for group, and third three for others. Now there are three types of permission: read permission, write permission and execute permission. Okay, so this is how we do it. Now you see the next one is the root. That means the root, the sorry, the owner of this file, the user who is owner of this file or the directory is root. And the next root is the group, that the group owner of this file is also root. Okay, so for example, if I log in as the different user, so sorry, okay, now I want to create the same thing here, tst test ls-l. So if you see this here, we have many different directories here: desktop, documents, in the home directory of this user. I think I would create one file as well, that would be great. File.txt. Okay, so now we have a file as well, and sorry, -l. Now you see that I clear the screen, it's actually with this, or you can type Control plus L. So Control C and Control plus L. Sorry. So Control plus L. So this is the command to clean the screen. Anyways, so we can see the file here. So the permissions, you can see the owner of this file and the group of this file is of this directory is h-rwx. So next is I will tell you, and I'll show you how we can modify these permissions, how we can restrict the other people to access this folder or access this file. And yeah, I'll quickly show you that now. I'm going to log in as user again, the root again. We have good permissions there. I'm going to go to the home directory of h-rwx again, so ls-l. So here you can see that we have these files for. Now I want to change, I could have changed the permission before as well, but I'll explain you why I didn't do that. Okay, so the first thing which I want to do for now is to change the permissions of this file. You can see it, the user itself have read and write permissions. Okay, I want to give that user read, write and execute permission. So if I want to change that, I'm quickly going to change it right now. So the command for this is chmod. Okay, this is the command. Now I have to modify the permission for users. Okay, so what I'll do users, and I'll add the execute permission to the desktop folder. Yeah, okay, now I press enter, ls-l-ht, sorry, l-l-l. Now you see that I'm sorry, I actually put it the wrong, sorry, I was talking about the file. So file.txt, this And now if I clear the screen and if I say L, now you see that user have execute permission. So first read, write and execute permission, you can see here. Now I just want to for example remove all of the permissions of the group and others. I can do it very simply. Just hit an up arrow tab and it will bring the command. Now I will do is the for example group, and for others I want to change the permissions. I want to minus the permissions, read, write and execute. I want them no permission. So what I'll do is that I'll what the syntax is. So G for group, O for others, minus mean remove, or hyphen mean remove these permission from this file. So I'll do this. It's hyphen L. Now you see that that we have the permissions for the users only. The group and the others do not have the permission. So for example, if other user, for example some other user is the member of this group, he will not be able to access this file because in this permission the group doesn't have the permission. Okay, so for example if we want to give the permission to the group, so what we'll do is, for example, we want to give all permissions, or if we want to give execute permission to this file, what we'll do is we'll say G for group plus and execute permission for file. There you go, ls-l, and you see that the group have execute permission. Now anyone of the member of this group will be able to execute this permission. Now we want to give write and read permission as well. We'll do this. We'll clear the screen, ls-l, and now you can see that it have read, write and execute permissions. Okay, so this is how we do it. So there are many other ways as well with the numbers as well. We can change the permissions with the numbers as well. Okay, so for example I want to remove all of the permissions on this. I'll do is chmod 0 and file. So first 0 is for user, the second is 0 is for the group, and third 0 is for the owner. I'll do this, ls-l. You see this file does not have any permission there. Okay, now I want the first 0, I mean the user, should have all access, read, write and execute, and the others shouldn't have this. If I do this, ls-l, and now you see that the user have the read, write and execute permission, but others don't have it. And if I want to, I think it's 6. So for example, if I want the group to have read, write access only, we can type 6 here. So -L. Now you see that the file have read and write access. The file have read and write access for group. See this. If we want the same permission for the others as well, we can say 6. I will provide the documentation for these numbers. I mean, what number denotes what permissions in the description of this video, so you will be able to watch this. Now you can see this -L. See, group have the read write permission and the others also have the read write permission. So this is actually how we deal with the permissions. Now the next thing in the permissions is very important, and that is the second part, group and owner. Okay, so first one is the owner and the group. The first one is the owner and the second one is the group. Okay, now if we want to change the for example the owner, I want to make root as owner of this file, okay, as a user of this file. So what command I'll use is chon, chon, then root. I want to make this user, root user, the owner of the file. I'll type this command. Okay, now ls-l, Now you see that the owner is root. You see here, before it was the h-rosa, now root is the owner of this file. Okay, so this is what it is, how we change the ownership of this file. Now the next command is the, so I'm quickly clear the screen, sorry for now. So now I want to change the group, this portion here, as the, I want this portion to change. I want root user to, a root group to be the group of this file. Okay, for this I want to change chgr. This is the command to change the group, root and file. Okay, now I press enter, ls-l. now you can see that now root is the group of this file and root is the owner of this file. So this is how we change the ownership, okay, and the group. Now most of the time or sometime, so I just want to tell you this. For example, if you go desktop, okay, we have this file, and if we see L, the root is the owner and the group, okay, in the desktop. So what I want to tell you exactly is that now cd dot means that you are exiting from one directory. You see that we usually have that button on Windows laptop back, so cd dot is like that. Now we are here again. Now what I want to do is that I want to make the owner, I want to make root as group of desktop. Okay, no, not so. Okay, I want to do one thing so that you understand it better. So this is root. Okay, and if I go back s-l, what I want is the, for example, if we have grp root for desktop. Okay, I change the group for the desktop directory. So you see the root is. Now what I want to do is, for now here, is I want to change this root group to h-rosa group. Okay, but I want to implement these permissions on this file as well, which is in that directory. Okay, what I have to do is, so that recursive permissions, I want to tell you the recursive permissions, that for example, if I want to change the permissions of this desktop folder, I want every file in that desktop have the same permissions as well. For that, what we'll do is, if I want to change the group of this desktop, and I want that all files and folder which are in that desktop should also have the h-rosa group, what I'll execute the command with -r, and I'll type HRZA desktop. Okay, now you see ls-l, h-rosa is the group of this desktop directory. On the other hand, we can see when before it was root. Okay, now if we go into this directory, we have one file here. Okay, if we check the permissions here, you can see that h-rosa is also the group of this file, because we apply the recursive permissions. Recursive permission change not only the directory permission, but also the content of the directory permission. Back. Now these was the permissions and the ownership and the group. The next thing is very important thing which I just want to discuss with you guys, and the next agenda we have is the hard link and soft link. Very important thing. Okay, what are the hard links and the soft links? Now if you are the Windows user, and I'm sure that all of us use the Windows operating system at some point of our life, you know, because I mean, when I was kid, I started from the Windows myself, and now I am working on Linux. So soft links or hard links, these are like the shortcuts, okay? Shortcuts, like for example, when we used to have the shortcut created on the desktop of the Windows, you know, so that it will be easy for us to go into that folder. We don't have to go to the D drive, and then D drive there is another folder, and there is another folder again in that folder. We don't want to follow that path. We usually create a shortcut on our desktop so that whenever we need that file, or whenever we want to play that song, we quickly go to that shortcut and, you know, we can play that. So this is what these what the links are. Now I want to show you how we do it in Linux. Okay, so for example, if we go to desktop here, okay, or go to the root directory, we have, okay, so now you see that we have this file, for example. Okay, now for example, if this file is let's move this to LFCS to, for example, home, h-rwx, and desktop, move there. Okay, now this file, you see it's not here. See, cd home, h-rwx, desktop, and now you see that this file is here. Okay, now what we want to do is to create the soft link, for example, a shortcut. So you see this pwd present working directory, you see this is the path of this file. I don't want to go to this path every day, you know. I want everything, you know, for example, in the root directory here, you know. I just don't want to go to the path and access this file, and I need this file, for example, every day. So what I'll do is I'll create a shortcut here. Okay, now what I'll do is ln-s. So to create a hard link, it's only ln. Okay, if we want to create a soft link, we will use ln-s. Now what's the difference between the hard link and the soft link? In soft link, when we create a shortcut, okay, if we create a shortcut, okay, and that shortcut created from one file, some file, if we delete that file, the soft link will also be deleted. Soft link will also be deleted. On the other hand, hard link, if we create a hard link of a file, if we delete the source file, you know, hard link will not be deleted. It seems, for example, like a copy. So this is the difference between hard link and soft link. Now what I want to do is to create the soft link of desktop LFCS. Okay, now I created the link here. Now if we see ls, you see that lfcs.txt, this link is created here. How we know that this is a link? If you list the permission, I told you that hyphen is for file, D is for directory, L is for the link. Okay, now you see that it's saying that this is the link of this file. The source file is at this location. Understand? Okay, now we go to the source file. Sorry, home, desktop. We want to list the content. The command is cat. You see that the content is Linux certification. Okay, so if we go there, we see cat LFCS. See, it's Linux certification. We are actually, you see this is the text file, which is actually at this location, but we created a shortcut or the soft link of this file, and when we cat to this, it has the same content as the source file. Now the next one is the hard link. Sorry, I just want to show you one more thing, and then we'll move to the hard link. Sure. So this is the source file. Okay, if I remove this LFCS, okay, I'm going, sorry, it's not TM, it's RM. If I remove this file here, yes, I remove this file, you see we don't have this file here, and I go back to this, you see that this turned into red. Okay, it means that there's something wrong with the source file. Okay, see this, it's saying that that file is missing. So if I say cat LFC, you see it says no such file or directory, because definitely the source file is gone, we don't have that. Okay, so right, we remove this too, yes. And we don't have this file here. So this is the soft link. Okay, let's move to the hard link. Okay, we go to the same directory, home, no, here we are. Now remember one thing, that when you are executing the commands on Linux, especially on CentOS, it's case sensitive, so you have to be careful. For example, the desktop, D is capital, you can't go there with small d, so you have to be very careful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to touch the file, for example, I say Linux file, okay, linux.txt, okay, and we can put something in this as well. For example, we'll say Linux Part-4 tutorial, okay, and we will put it into the linux.txt. Here we are. If we get to the linux, so you see that this is there. Okay, now you see we don't have this file here. Okay, I want to create the hard link. Okay, for that I'll say lm home desktop and Linux. Now I'm going to create the hard link. Okay, I created the hard link. You see the hard link is created. This is the hard link. Okay, if we cat this, you can see the same content here. Okay, same content. Now I want to go back to this folder where the actual resource file is. Okay, I want to remove. So you see this is the file. I want to remove this. So I say yes, okay. Now I go back to the root directory, and if I say ls, the file is still there. See that? This doesn't delete. Okay, it's still there. So this is what is the hard link exactly. Okay, now there are a couple of things which you have to understand and which you have to be careful. First of all, that you cannot create any soft link or hard link within the same directory. Okay, because if you create the link with the same directory, it will not allow you to create, because it will not create with the same name. That is why we was creating, we had the source file at the different location and the link was at different location. So this is what we do. Another thing is, you may get an error when you are creating the hard link, kind of like failed to create the hard link or invalid cross device link. So these kind of things. So this mostly happens when you know that your source file directory is not on the same partitions. Now I know this is a little bit more, but don't worry, we will study that storage management and I'll show you how to create the partitions and how we deal with that. But for now, just remember this, or maybe note in your notebooks or in your notes. So what's yeah, the next agenda we have is the access control list. Okay, access control list, ACL, is very important. Now what is ACL? Now ACL is an extra layer of security which run on top of the permissions. Okay, it doesn't care about the permissions, it implements its own permissions. Okay, for example, if a user have if for example, if on one file the group and the others do not have permission to read, write or execute, we can apply the access control list for a particular user, and he will have the access. Now, why we use the ACL? Okay, we use the ACL, for example, if we have a file, okay, and we want to give a permission to some user, but we don't want to make him the member of the group, okay, and we don't want to give permissions to others as well. So what we do is that even we don't want to give him the membership, or if we don't want to leave our permission wide open by giving 7 or execute permission in the others, we can make him give him permissions in ACL, and he will be able to work on that file or execute or read and write to that file. Okay, so what is the so this is what the ACL is. No, the syntax, as I mentioned, that I will definitely provide you the syntax in the description, so don't worry about the commands to remember for now. Syntax is, okay, so first of all I want to say ls. Okay, so you see that we have file linux.txt. Sorry, we have linux.txt. If you see the permission of the linux.txt here, you can see that it have only read and write permission. I just want to move it to, move to the home HRCSA desktop, so that move the file. Sorry, my bad, actually I didn't put the name. So txt to this. So now if we go to home desktop, HRCSA desktop, and we have this file. Okay, now if you see the permissions, it's called you see that the permissions of this file is read write for the user and then read for the group and others. I want to remove all permissions for others and for groups, for example. Okay, so what I'll do is chmod g-o- and o-rwx, no permissions for any other thing. Okay, no ls-l, and you see that no one have the permissions to Linux file. Okay, now I want to log in as this user. Okay, and the same, if I want to read the file, it says permission denied. Okay, now I don't want to give permission to Hassan Raza user to I want to give permission to Hassan Raza user to read this file, but I don't want him to be the member of root group or the owner of this file or anything, any permission. So what I will do is that I want to give read permission to Hassan Raza. So what I'll do the ACL. I'll set up an access control list on this file. Okay, I will not be the member of root. I will not be the owner of this file. I do not have any permissions there, but I will still be able to read this file. So what will the syntax for this, or the command for this? Setfacl. Okay, -m is modified. Then user is Hassan Raza, to whom we want to give the read permission, or whatever permission if you want to give. Okay, so read permission. Okay, we just want him to read from this file. See that? Press enter. I'm sorry, yeah, actually it's my bad, because I am logged in as soon as I have to exit it, because I am not allowed to read, write and execute this file. So now I'm as root. So if I say this, okay, now check the permission. Okay, now you check the permission, and so the CL is there. Yes, the permission is modified. You see the plus sign here at the end of this permission. It means that an active access control list is implemented on this file. Now I'm going to log in Hassan as a user again. Okay, just want to clear the file here. -l. You can clearly see that the access control list is there. Okay, now if I say cat Linux, I can read this file. Okay, I can read this file. Now you see that, as I mentioned you, that there should be a plus sign at the end of the permission, and you can see that it have the active access control list implemented on this file or directory. Now what next thing I want to tell you is the get facl command, and if we type this file, it will tell us, okay, the file is this, owner is root, the group is root, the user have this permission. Okay, and then say that HRSA user also have the read permissions here. On the other hand, if you see that group and others does not have permission, and Hassan Raza is not either the owner of this file or the group of this file, but still I have the read permissions here because we set up this. Now the next thing is that if we want to remove these permissions, we type simply b and then user HRSA and read permission to Linux file. We do this. Sorry, -b. Oh, sorry, I think. Oh yeah, my bad. Actually, we don't have to do this. And I have to do this. Okay, if we see now, you see that plus sign is gone, and if we see get facl now and Linux txt, now you can see there is no HRSA user have read permission. So this is how we set the access control list. The second thing is we can do the same thing. For example, if you see here, we given the permission Hassan Raza as read, we also can do the permissions to groups as well. Okay, and to make the permissions to group, we simply say G here. Okay, and if we press G, I'm sorry, actually it's hyphen. Oh, sorry, my bad. Actually, it's -m here. Yes, here. Now you see we have the plus sign again. Now the member of HRSA group, anyone who's the member of HRSA group can read the file. Okay, so this is how we can assign the permissions to groups as well. This is a very cool feature of access control list as well. So that was the access control list. The next thing is the command syntax, actually very basic. So what is the command syntax in Linux? Okay, what is the command syntax we have? So for example, we have command ls to list the directory. So this is the command ls. So the syntax is commands plus arguments. Okay, so for example, we have ls, this is the command, the arguments is this ls-l, and this is telling us. So everything have the, for example, every command have their, almost every command have their arguments, so that we can modify the things. We can modify the output. We can get more information. So for example, ls is command -li. So you see, this is giving us the inode. So what is inode? Inode is very important, to be very honest. Inode, okay, so we are humans. So if we want to create, for example, if I want to create a folder, for example, if I want to create a file, for example, touch, if I say, for example, what the name I can give, for example, laptop. Okay, laptop lists. There you go. So this is the file here. See that? I created this file with the convenience of myself, and I created the name. And now I understand that the file have the name laptop -list, but Linux do not understand the names. Okay, it understand the numbers. Okay, so for that, once I created file or folder, it assigned the number which called inode. See that? When I type laptop -list, for example, if I say cat or do anything with this, it will reference the inode number. It will find the inode number and then execute the file. Okay, so this is very important. So that's actually pretty much it from this video. We discussed the permissions, we discussed the hard links and soft links, we discussed the access control list, how we deal with it, and we also discussed the command syntax. Now, don't you have to be worried about about the commands which I've used in the I'm sorry, in this tutorial. I'm going to give that in the description. Okay, you can copy it, you can note down in your notes, and you can use it. Okay, so first of all, the important thing is to understand the stuff. Okay, once you understand, you will remember the commands. Okay, so that's it from my side, guys. You have a very best of luck, and hope you enjoy this tutorial. Please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified on the next upload. That's it from this video. Thank you very much and enjoy Linux.